Hi guys, Miss Hallett here. Today for our science lesson, you are going to need some materials. You are going to need your science book. You are going to need your composition book that looks just like this. Both of those things you should have gotten in your materials pickup yesterday. Okay, so you'll also need a few other things. You're going to need your pencil. You're going to need your colors, okay? And your new science notebook, and your National Geographic book, science book, okay? So let's go ahead and we are going to start with our book first. So I want you to turn to page, oh, there's my book. Okay, I want you to turn to page 4, Keeping a Science Notebook. It's really important for explorers or any type of scientist, or actually really in any everyday life, to keep a journal or a notebook or a record of things that you do. Okay, so we're going to be talking about keeping a science notebook. I'm on page 4. Okay, so hopefully everybody is reading with me. One tool I use in my research is a science notebook. I keep records of observations, measurements, and other data. I look for patterns and study the evidence. From these, I make predictions, explanations, and conclusions. In this program, you will learn how scientists and engineers ask questions and solve problems. You guys are problem solvers, right? And you can keep your own science notebook. Here are some ways to use your science notebook. You and your teacher may have more ideas. Okay, so here's some ideas for us. Define and draw science words and main ideas. Label drawings, include captions and notes to explain ideas. Collect objects such as photos and magazines or newspaper clippings. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Add tables, charts, or graphs to record observations and data. Record evidence for explanations and conclusions. And think about what you've done and learned, because we're going to learn a lot. And then ask new questions. Okay, and so here are, if you look on page 5, some examples from some notebooks. Okay, so here's some label drawings, and they used captions to explain main ideas. Here's some tables and graphs and maps. You can use your notebook to think about what you've done and learned. Okay? So let's go ahead and get your new science notebook out. So you have this one here, Lucky. Okay, so first thing we have to put on there is your name. So you're going to put your first and your last name. Okay, I'm going to put Mrs. Hallett. Now this is the cover of your book, right? So I want you to design a cover for your science notebook. Okay, so what do you like about science? What is it that interests you? Then I want you to draw and color the cover of your science book. Okay, now I'm going to use my pencil because I don't know if I might need to erase. Now, one thing that really interests me about science is nature. So I'm going to draw a big tree. I'm not going to worry about all of this writing on here. I'm just going to draw a tree right over the writing, except for my name. I want my name to show up, just in case you dropped it somewhere. So people would know whose it was, okay? So there's the trunk of my tree. Notice I didn't go over my name. And then I'm just gonna draw a big tree. And then I'm going to color my tree and maybe put some nature that has to do with trees. Maybe a squirrel and a bird. Okay, so maybe I have a little branch right here that a little birdie is sitting on. There's his little feet and his head. It's got some wings here. And then his beak. Maybe he's got some little feathers coming out like that. There's his eye. There's my little birdie in the tree. Okay, maybe over here, there's some grass growing by the tree, some grass over here. And ooh, I can't forget a sunshine because that makes my tree grow, is the sun. All right, so you don't have to draw a tree. You can draw whatever interests you about science. Maybe you're interested in space, or you're interested in chemical science where you mix different materials together and they go like that. So whatever you want to design your cover as, whatever interests you in science, you get to do. Now, what I would do next is I would color it and make it look beautiful, but make sure that your name is still showing really, really nicely. Okay, then you will post the picture on this slide of the cover of your notebook. Okay, guys, have fun, do your best work, and I can't wait to see them. All right, see you soon.